what's happening, gamers? It's K-Wing here, and that means it's time for another Radical Retro Monday, making retro and Mondays fun again. Today's classic game is considered by many Castlevania fans as the closest thing to a good portable game until the Game Boy Advance years, of course. Castlevania 2: Belmont's Revenge, released for the Game Boy by Konami in 1991. The story puts us back in Transylvania 15 years after Christopher defeated Dracula and saved Ileana. However, the Prince of Darkness was not slain and instead lay in hiding until the vampire killer was to be passed to the next Belmont, Sol Yu. The day after the coming-of-age celebration for the Belmont, when he gets his powers blessed and the vampire killer, Dracula possesses Sol Yu and uses his power to reclaim his own. Once again, the world looks to Christopher to vanquish evil, but for this aging Belmont, it's now personal, and he will have his revenge on the Count. Alrighty, the gameplay has gotten a major overhaul since the adventure. In fact, for its time, this game felt almost identical to the console versions. Like the adventure, the mighty Belmont whips enemies, shoots fire, jumps a lot, climbs ropes, and must avoid the many traps in the castles. But Revenge does feature 5 new mechanics for a Game Boy game, like a stage selection screen just like Mega Man, whipping while on the ropes, sliding down the ropes, a password system, and the return of the Belmont's greatest ally, the sub-weapons. Although only 2 appear in this game, the Holy Water and of course the Axe. Hearts once again fuel your power, and Hidden Meat will restore your health just like the good old days. Unlike other games in the franchise, Revenge features 4 castles, each with its own boss to face. After the last castle falls, the path to Sol Yu opens, and only after disciplining your son will the entrance to the demon's castle be revealed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this game was difficult for me to find stuff I really didn't like. After reading most of your comments about the adventure, I do realize that Christopher does in fact move like a tank. Unfortunately, this has also been carried on to its sequel as well, which I have to say got pretty annoying after a while. Guess that's why the fans refer to him as Old Man Belmont. But this still was very annoying, moving very slowly. I can't say that I'm a fan of the timed levels again either. A point system is also in place and serves no purpose other than playground bragging rights back in the day. Death traps are literally everywhere in this game and can be downright frustrating at times. But on the good side, at least all the jumping errors are now your problem because the gameplay isn't horribly broken like before. Out of all the characters I didn't want to see again, those spitballing morons have returned. In this game, I believe they're the only enemy that can actually drain your whip powers, which makes me hate them even more. Lastly, the bosses in this game are pretty crazy. Some are really easy, while others are incredibly unbalanced and super difficult. Now, each follows a pattern that one can master, but it's going to take you guys some time to get used to it. All the above are pretty nuts, but Sol Yu is just a cheap monkey, and he can throw 3 sub-weapons at you, and he just seems to follow you everywhere and is super powered. While Dracula, on the other hand, is way overpowered, but it makes sense considering he only has 1 form in this game. Believe it or not, I actually have a lot of things I enjoyed about this game, so it's time for the meat and potatoes of this review. The visuals in Castlevania 2 are way better than the first game, and I really mean that. Plus, it's incredibly awesome looking for a Game Boy game. I was literally blown away to see the sheer amount of detail the designers put into this game. Each castle follows a theme of earth, water, sky, and crystal. Not to mention, as you're going through the castles, not only does the design and detail change up a lot, but so does the actual level mechanics. How cool is that? An example of this would be if you extinguish the candles in the rock castle, the room goes completely pitch black, and enemies that were immobile due to the light are now after you. This type of innovation was years ahead of its time. I also really like that the different stages made the game feel more Castlevania-like, and it was nice to see a tribute to the Atlantis stage again as well. Like the first game, the music in this game is really well composed. Even though only 1 song is played in each castle, the tune is just so catchy and really enhanced the player's experience with the game as a whole. I am very ashamed at Konami though for not reusing these songs in later Castlevania games. Gameplay is amazing for this game and plays just like the console games, except for the lack of a speedy Belmont, of course. One of the things that I couldn't stand about the last game was get hit once, lose your whipping powers. For we all know, gamers, that only death can defeat a Belmont, and this game returns the series to its roots. This made playing this game even more fun, if that's even possible. The flame whip seems so much stronger in this game too, and it's almost like Christopher has like super steroid jumps because he can jump really high now. Another complaint I had from the last game was not being able to attack while being on a rope and of course having no sub-weapons, all of which Konami has fixed. Personally, I love it when developers address problems with the last game and make its sequel even better. That means they listen to the fans and that's a good thing. Replay value is very high for this game because most of the castles offer 2 routes to reach the end boss and also offer hidden and helpful items just like the NES Castlevania games. Passwords I actually have a mixed feeling on though, since when you use them you actually reduce the game's difficulty. So technically, you didn't really beat the game on its normal mode, so you're gonna have to decide whether or not you're gonna want to use the password. Overall, I really like this game, and it's still a great Game Boy game to this day. For its time, Revenge was one of the longest Castlevania portable adventures ever made. The difficulty wasn't anywhere near as hair-pullingly impossible as the adventure, but it's still not easy to beat this game in one sitting, either. Hey, but that's half the fun, right? I suggest you guys and gals check out this game. Thus concludes another Retro Monday. Keep checking back every Monday to see another classic game review in the old school K-Wing style. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with my Retro Mondays, Gaming with K-Wing Playback Thursdays, and of course my next-gen reviews I do for my various freelance gigs. That does it for me, gamers. God bless and happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and until we meet again, gamers.